Yeah, I've got a whole HVAC system. Alright, where were we? Let's go chase this one. Or do we want to do... Yeah, let's go to the Brass Citadel. Let's see what they want. Oh, using the NES? Dude, it's awesome. It's a really good item, I think. Like, the fact that it learns your home, it seems pretty good. I'm sure I've sold my soul to some... or the company, but, you know, what are you gonna do? We gotta go back to Nekataka. Because I think the Brass Citadel is here. I don't actually get to choose what they sing. Yeah, that's true. Like controlling it through the app. That's why I can't wait till they fix the AC thing. Well, and I need the AC fixed too because it's getting near summertime. Seems kind of important. Random Nekataka encounters. You're wandering through the street when a man approaches you, cutting through the crowd. You've never seen him, but the look in his eye suggests that he recognizes you. Watcher, let me through. A meadow folk man emerges from the crowd, red-faced and wild-haired. He paid no mind to his irritating pedestrian glowering at him. His bright eyes are fixed on you. You're looking fervent as always, Leathern. Chody just her chin in brusque greeting. In response, the missionary puffs out a breath. Suppose that was a compliment coming from you. Indeed, I strive to follow the light and the godliness. Of course it was. I mean, why couldn't it be? Jody's words speak too innocent, but her grin is too rough, too wolfish. Then allow me to return the gesture. I'd say you seem darker than usual, Harvester. It shrouds you, all the death and the heresy. Reckon I'll hold my tongue for now. From now on, Jody immediately bristles. Ignoring her hard scowl, Letherin resettles his gaze on you. You're the one what saw the miracle when Aothus rose at Cadnua. Ah, a conviction quiver in his awe and conviction quivers in his voice. That one sentence, you're the one what saw the miracle, threw me off for the rest of this. Okay. His rising was a tragedy. Every other man, woman, and child at the keep died. Surely to be reborn in glory, don't you think? He grimaces, not entirely certain of his answer. I've been having strange dreams, a wheel that spins and spins, an orchard of kyoki trees, each grown from the fallen fruit of the last. He scratches at the whisker's chin. Then the spokes of the wheel break apart. The trees stop growing, fruit falls and rots until the ground is covered with festering, stinking pulp. Okay, get to the point already. In these dreams, I also see you, at the center of the wheel, in the middle of the orchard. You were there when Aothus rose, and you seem to follow every place he's been. He works his mouth in a fretful pout as he gets to the crux of his concern. Aothus has always meant rebirth and redemption, but so much death follows in his wake, both in the Saint War and now here, again. His eyes wide are full of questions. There are no easy answers. If people followed Aethys to the war, I wonder sometimes if we failed him when we lost, or if we did that moment we laid hand to the blade. Please, you've seen more than anyone. You've got to have some idea of what it all means and how it makes sense. The gods aren't the only means to greater understanding. Together, Kith can achieve much, just like at Adamancy. Never thought of it that way. Aether nods, letting this sink in. I won't keep you, but you've given me a lot to think about. Thank you. He turns away and allows himself to melt into the crowd. It's funny that she didn't like that, but whatever. Imperial Command. You have to restart our journey? The whole thing is, we know these gods, like, are not really gods. They're just really powerful beings now. So we can't really hold them to that high standard. Etsura. That's a Bormy. Yeah. Karu. Oh man, Etsura's below.
I saw one shoot once. Hit a lurch shark in the eye from 200 feet away.
Etsura folds his hands and cocks his head, watching you like an especially thoughtful bird of prey. He waits for several seconds before speaking.
I must thank you most humbly for your help. You've rendered Okaya and all of us a great service.
Within ruins and souls devices are something of a hobby of mine.
A rare speciality, and an extremely valuable one. But I called you here to discuss another matter.
His eyes flash and an eager smile creeps along his face.
A great injustice plagues the archipelago, and we have an opportunity to end it.
Okay.
A thriving slave trade disrupts the Deadfire. I've determined that it's being run from the island known as Crookspur.
What's the Royal Deadfire interest in slavers?
Getting rid of them.
He purses his lips and primarily turns up his nose.
Slavers sow chaos wherever they ply their unsavory business.
I think like 45
uproot
hours?
Communities, disrupt trade, and attract the vilest criminals. Unfortunately, they've been allowed to operate here for years.
He frowns. What do you mean, allowed? He glances at you through a hooded smile, a sneaky grin playing at his lips. He quickly suppresses it.
Why, if the Juana had marshaled their forces, the slaver problem never would have reached this extent.
He spreads his hands in an innocent gesture, as though this should be obvious.
That it has is a failure we must lay at the feet of the Kahanga royals.
He sniffs dourly. How do you figure? I agree, this should have been stopped.
2,000 years ago, our people began the conquest of Rawatai. The land was new to us. Many of its inhabitants were better equipped.
He tenses his fingers and raises his eyebrow. Takehu raises his fingers to speak up, but slowly lowers it.
But we overcame them. We were unified where they were scattered. And we were not content to huddle in cliff caves and subsist. We were determined to make a better life for ourselves.
Where are you going with this?
I am merely pointing out that it is difficult for fragmented, transient tribes to maintain control over their territory.
He steals another quick glance at you.
Is it not noble and just to end this scourge, especially if the Huana cannot? We must end the slaver threat.
You're not doing this out of goodness. What's your angle? He cocks his head and considers his answer. Finally, he nods.
Rawatai has interests in a stable Deadfire, and in earning the favor of our Huana brethren. The slavers threaten both goals.
Pauses and watches you, placid and unblinking. When he seems satisfied, he answered your question. He continues.
Go to the slaver outpost on Crookspur and kill Master Kua, the ringleader. His associates should scatter.
Marks a spot on the map and looks back up
As
at you.
much as I would like to send our forces to fight the good fight alongside you, I'm afraid that would only cause trouble in other quarters.
He sighs dramatically.
Especially since some of the slavers operate legally and with the blessing of certain Valian officials.
Tilts his head towards you and gives you a knowing look.
However, I have it on good authority that the slavers have made enemies of the Wahaki. They may be willing to help you, if they don't take your head off first.
He shrugs, suggesting that it's only a tiny inconvenience.
The Wahaki congregate on an island called Ori Okoiki. It means cursed land of corpses.
Oh, that's nice. His mouth twists in a sardonic grin as he marks your map.
They are suspicious of outsiders, so approach them with caution, if at all. What's important is that you rid us of the slavers on Crookspur.
Slavers will never know what hit him.
I'm counting on that.
Smiles. Alright, farewell. Okay. So we get the tribe first. The Wahaki Oreo Okira or whatever it's called. Better to fight in a group, I think. He thinks. We went the wrong way, whatever.
Will your mighty fortress...
Okay. Let's do this. Crookspur. Shinma. Wow, they are up there. Um, Probably should have gotten more food before we took off. Oh, I've got a lot. Yeah, I've got a lot of food. And a lot of drink. What do I have? Iron Thunder, 2 to 500. How much damage do they do? 6 to 9. Should be using better guns. I've been collecting better guns and not using them. How awesome am I? I mean, I don't know, like every time I'm near a fight, like we never get into an actual fight. I always just board their ship. Alien Hullbreaker, 10 to 13. Do 8 to 11. Do 12 to 15. The double bronzers are awesome. Got like a short range of ideal, but it's pretty good. Really wish I could come up with like 200k to... Oh, you know what? I forgot to go and vendor all my crap gear. Because I think I have a bunch of stuff that can be vendored. Yeah. Yeah, look at all this. That needs to be vendored. 6 fine greatswords. I probably got like 50k sitting on me right now. Dargon's Teeth. I was wondering when we were going to start sailing north and like discovering all this stuff. Definitely the edge of map northwise. Counted another ship at sea. You're rounding a rocky islet when you see a ship. I wonder if that's like islet. When you see a ship drifting on the horizon, it sails loofing in the breeze. A rough symbol has been painted onto it. You pull your spyglass and peer the symbol. It's crudely drawn, but it looks like it could be a war club or a sword or a key. Other than the flapping sail and swaying lines, you don't notice any movement. But you do spot one buddy slumped around the gunwale, and another is splayed over the wheel. Gunwale, and then one over the wheel, and an arrow buried in the mast. Loth appears at your side and looks as well. That symbol, it looks like a variant of the leaden key insignia. Aloth lowers his spyglass. Let's investigate. My thoughts precisely, Aloth says. I'm like not even worried about getting jumped. I think we're fine. Ooh. We should take this ship back and sell it.
I'll take it. Yes.
Very unfortunate. When we got aboard, it seemed that everyone had been robbed. Bet we can't get these bodies down here. A fragment of an essence quivers near a corpse. Most of the souls seem to have departed already, but the fretting, fluttering piece remains. It throbs with panic. Even standing this close to it raises your pulse. Read the soul fragment. As you let it wash over you, terror thins your blood. Your heartbeat becomes the galloping of hooves. You fight to keep yourself from vomiting with fear, if only to avoid the noise. This was supposed to be a quick trade run, up to Nekataka and out in a few days. You got lost in the fog, and the next thing you know, arrows were flying through it. So you hide here, between some of the crates, where it's dark, where the screams on the deck are just a little quieter. You thought pirates were the greatest danger for merchant ships like yours, but the shrieking warriors butchering your crewmates don't seem like pirates. One of them is rigging up in the rigging, painting some kind of symbol on your sail. Light spills into your hiding place. An Amwa warrior, one of the Hwana you think, stands over you. Foreigners shall corrupt our land no more. You are looking up towards the glare, and Amwa silhouetted against it, when pain lances through the base of your skull. Interesting. Arid dead. Painting of this mass resembles the symbol used by the leaden key. Hmm. Doesn't feel like we learned anything from that. Ooh, let's go to the shipwreck. Who are you? You're a slaver. I mean, you look like a relatively easy to kill slaver. What are you doing? I want to go to the shipwreck. Stop. Stop! It's just a bigger ship. That's all. Tar leaf. Tar loaf. Milk. Imperial long guns. Dope. Fogger. Yay. Flint and tinder. Alright. Okay, dude. If you want this, you got it.
Attack.
I like how we spent the time to put these together before we decided to fight each other. Get it. You need to be here. Nice. Try to grab this dude. Go ahead and mark him. Shit. Him. I really need to go to the portraits. I have been playing this game for how long and I still keep misclicking. Drop him here. That's close enough. Drop your spell. Cast this. I think you're gonna need to do some, maybe not. Okay. Change my mind where I want you to drop that. I want you to drop that. Okay. So this is the time where everyone moves away from him. Switches to this. And now he does his berserk crazy fire thingy. And we'll go save him in a second. Right now, he's got a... Frodo, you're about to get ripped up, dude. Nope, no. You need to cast that spell, man. Frodo, you are in a bad spot, my homie. Same with you. Yeah, we dropped Frodo. Boy, these slavers really didn't offer much. Oh, we got more supplies. People leveled. I don't know why I was afraid of that ship. Can't wait to fight the slavers. We probably don't need this tribe's help. I just think it'd be kind of fun to see if we can. You get it?
That symbol. It looks like the one we saw on the abandoned ship.
Okay, I'm not going to repeat that because it basically saying the same thing you just said. So wait, is this Waka tribe like Leaden Key? Shit. Who did he get caught by? Oh. There was someone sitting on the perch. I didn't see it. I don't know. I don't know why I was afraid. I shouldn't have been. Okay, no stealing, guys. We're being watched. It was a trap, if I've ever seen one.
I'll handle this. I'm afraid not.
Rocky outcrop peppers the face of the cliffside. You can make out the shape of stone ruins situated high above. The terrain offers an abundance of hand and footholds through the length of the climb alone would exact a heavy toll of effort and strain. Scouting for a secure passage could help to mitigate the risk of hard climb. DS will scout. You note the crevice which could otherwise have proven a useful foothold on the journey is home to bulbous and pulsating nest of wasps. Higher still, a prominent ledge stands out, an intimidating obstacle. You note no other danger is significant. Okay, have some climb. Or have someone study the cliff. Oh, climb up. Begin the climb, alternating your attention between your footing and less obvious danger. Narrowly avoid the crevasse supporting the wasp nest and continue your ascent. You come up to the ledge and commands the cliffside. The outcropping looks like it could be support an adult weight, though it would take a nimble outdoorsman a plot of safe course. Send someone up. Let's do Amroth. Partially successful. Breathlessly, Amroth makes it to the top and gestures to indicate the safest route up. Amroth was injured. Dang it. You make for the summit off of the cliff, panting from the exertion and grateful to find yourself more on stable ground. We did not successfully do that. Well, partially successful.
I'll take care of this.
Oh, we came in through the bedroom. Was there not a better way to go up? The bowl is bursting with ripe kokoi. It looks as if restaurant attendants stock it regularly once with a range's appetite. Examine the fruit. Those qualities smell sweet and pungent, likely owing their growth to the deeper jungle. Smell overpowers the scent of the brazier, which suffuses the rest of the temple. Okay, we'll leave.
No, fall back.
This isn't right. We don't want to be in a fight. This was totally not the way of going about it. Man, and she got injured. Way. Time nap. Taking a deep breath, you begin to slowly and carefully descend the bottom of the cliff, mindful of the unstable footholds. How are we supposed to get up there? Oh, I guess there's a lift over here? Maybe we just talk to her. Hey, lady. The young woman steps to the edge of the cliff and peers down, wearing an amused grin. She fingers the curves of the long hunting bow.
You keep turning up like a chipped Izada.
She nods towards Takeo.
Something keeps drawing me back to Oreo Koiki, I say.
Takeo winks up at her.
Don't let Awata hear you say that.
He returns her focus to you with a frown.
Went into the jungle for animal hides, I say, and found yourself in an empty clearing.
Continue listening.
Akira, silence is wise. You turned around and retraced your steps back to your ship, where it was safe.
She picks up her hunting bow and knocks an arrow, pointing in that direction. Look, I just want to talk. Can we talk?
Not if you cannot listen.
To the side, she points to the arrow to the ground.
If you came to blunt my teeth with chatter, try to keep it short.
I'd like to speak with the chieftain.
You have an audience with me. Ruasare doesn't waste time on outsider vagrants.
I want to find Crookspear Island and take out its leader. Thought you might be interested. Keffa maintains an impassive expression, but can't stop herself from shuffling closer to the edge and scrutinizing you with interest.
How do I know you aren't cozying up with outsider lies?
I'm the one taking all the risk. Worst case scenario, I get killed on Crookspear and nothing changes for you.
Either sounds favorable, I say.
Keffa narrows her eyes.
You've earned yourself an audience with Ruasare. Try not to fall over your feet, outsider.
She spits over the cliffside and grimaces down at you.
I know that look.
I like your opinion on the Juana leadership.
The Queen seems to operate with a light hand on the tiller, so to speak.
He tugs at the edge of his sash.
I fear that bodes ill.
Keo worries one of his hairs between his fingers.
Deadfire is a maelstrom of competing interests and clashing powers. Someone needs to bring order to the chaos.
That's all for now. Alright, let's go up the lift. With the help of the elaborate pulley mechanism, this lift can be raised to the level of the plateau. Take the lift up. The creak of the wood strained of the rope accompanies the lift's upward journey. She's fatigued. -5 accuracy, -10 to all defenses. Dang, we're gonna need sleep before we go fight anybody. Shamans. Where's the chieftain? Lion companion just running into the wall. That's cool. What to it? The handsome fish leaps into my nest once again. I smile. A smile raises to his face as she catches sight of Takeo.
Awata, how is my little
Awata.
Koiki?
Jody's eyes gleam with dark amusement.
Rotten, pugnant. All the reasons you didn't fight when I gave you back to the sea.
Say nothing.
I did not think you'd swim back, fish.
I am here on business.
Not pleasure? Tell me what they have done with the true Takeo.
You are a delight as ever, I say. Keep the tribe safe, Awata.
It is what I do. You keep swimming, Takeo. It is what you do.
She sighs and gives him a warm look before turning away. Round-bellied man stands at ease before a cluster of hardened fighters, their first spalls and browed furrow. Burgers of tense discussion slow to a halt as a woman at the head of the crowd steps forward, clutching a spear.
Outsider must leave. Oreo Koiki will not be parceled off and bought with foreign lies.
She sweeps her spear tip to gesture in your direction.
Only the handsome fish can stay.
She waves her spear point towards Takehu. He swallows and raises his palm in mute greeting.
Ruasari would never let that happen. Where is your confidence in Aranga?
I take it there's a problem?
You are the problem. We do not track dirt in our home.
We are no better than the outsiders if our Mataru act like inhospitable savages. Where is the courtesy and welcome of the Wahaki?
Questions cast a ripple of unease over every listener.
If you have such love for outsiders, let this one speak for himself.
I'll just go with this one. I'm a watcher. The gods have brought me here.
There. Would you deny Burapu his first favorable omen of the season?
The smile slowly spreads across Aparo's face. He passes you a knowing glance.
If the outsider turns on us, I say I will drag you through Tangaloa's maw with me.
I don't plan on it. She curls her upper lip at
For
Aparo.
all our sakes, may I be proven wrong.
Nodding to the assembled fighters, she signals them to disperse.
On behalf of those who remember our manners, welcome to Oreo Koiki.
He sighs and shakes his head at the warrior before focusing on you. Is there usually much infighting when outsiders show up?
Ikira, I say circumstances have made us rough around the edges. Outsiders come with cannons, nets, torches. They do not come to talk.
Sounds like a good time. Why are the Wahaki so protective of their land?
We
Simple
safeguard
question.
any land that the trading companies have not stolen out from under Anakaza's throne. The islands will fall if the tribes do not recall our past and Ngadi's covenant.
Ngadi's covenant?
Ngadi bade her followers to protect the islands, the tribes, and the luminous Adra. For this, she gave us the power to shape her domain. If we fail in our charges, the birthright of the Huana disappears. The Wahaki remember this. The Kahanga, they forget.
When he turns to face Takehu, Aparo's joyful face creases with worry.
Some of us remember. What we choose to do with the memory is ours to decide.
Takehu passes away. Why so much concern over the past?
We lost much of ourselves when Cataclysm scoured the Deadfire. Somewhere among the islands, there's a place where we...
He stops himself and bites his lower lip.
Ikira, my apologies, but I should say no more.
Back to my other questions.
I am pleased to
What
be
can you tell me about Rosare?
She is our Ranga, and the strength of our tribe.
He stands tall wearing a proud grin.
I have never seen her without a mouthful of koiki. Even in battle, she wears a bandolier of fruit. A spirited, passionate, and very hungry woman is my Rosare.
Are you and Rosara married?
Takara, I doubt he even knows the meaning of the word.
Takeo slaps his hand over his eyes, grimming with embarrassment.
I am familiar with the foreign obsession with vows.
He favors you with a friendly smile.
When it strikes Rosare's fancy that we should sleep under one roof, we do so vigorously. Some think I influence her judgment, but they have the wrong of it. My back is too fragile for the weight of authority, I say.
Farewell. Okie doke. It's this way. I just want to check out the rest of this place. Who's this Kip? This is the person that let us up, right?
Akira, what now?
I need a place to rest. I just don't want our warrior not ready for a fight. Oh, wait. While we're here,
Notice their face paint?
Akira, what now?
I would like to trade.
You're in luck. I am the only one on the island who
+5 damage with spells, 1 intellect, 1 perception. Dang. Let's pick this up. Yeah. Can be like, are you a weapons tradesman? Like, sorta. Don't mind the blood on all of these. I like to keep like one of the special ones. One of each of those. Just in case I need it for my own guys. Do, do, do. If you guys weren't ready for war now you are. So what I'm about to ask in a little bit is gonna make a little more sense. There's all these clubs. Do, do, do. Yeah. So 33k. But then I had this, so about 40k. I was sitting about 40k. Oh, wait. Do, do, do. Oh, my adventuring is paying off. Don't ask where we got those. Trying to build a collection. Okay. That will be good for now. Okay, so I was sitting at about 60k. Let's give you this.
Suits me, eh?
Got it.
Good stuff. We're rested. We don't have our buffs, but that's fine. But I did not want her to have -10 to all defense. Kind of breaks the purpose of how I've built her.
You must gather your party before.
Who's not here? Jody, what the hell?
That mural. That's the same headdress Theos wore.
The copper brazier reeks of ash and burned hair. A layer of soot and detriment line the blackened coven. Examine the brazier. Among the ashes you find charred fruit, scraps of parchment, shards of pottery, animal bones, and matted bundles of singed hair. Nothing else about the brazier stands out to you as interesting or relevant. Jungle advances closer every day. Prayer's table of burnt offerings seeks spices and... The mural is quite faded, but you still recognize the distinct silhouette of Theos Ex Arcanon. Okay. Just doing some exploring. Lander? Okay. To the chieftain. I thought that was a door. Oh look, they're not mad at me this time. The broad-shouldered woman on the throne lifts her gaze to meet you. White face painted adds grim aspect to her stoic demeanor. Smoldering braziers fill the air with oppressive heat, but she sits at ease.
Her face paint. You don't suppose...
Rasar turns her gaze to Alath, who quickly falls silent. She returns her focus to you.
I am the Runga of this tribe, and will not hesitate to send your soul through Tangaloa's maw if you threaten my people.
She steeples her fingers and watches your every move. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Ranga.
The chosen of Ngati is a welcome sight, I say.
She turns her attention to her Takehu with a pause of recognition. Takehu grins and pats down the nest of his writhing hair.
Akira, my thanks to you, dear Ranga, though I bring you no omens this day.
Takehu inclines his head and touches a spot on his brow with 2 fingers.
You have the gift of our hospitality during this audience. Do not abuse it.
The studious-looking man to the Ranga's side scrutinizes you.
When will our hospitality be returned?
Trembling mystic consults a palm of ruins. The Ranga silences him with a look. Sitting forward in her seat, she opens her fist to reveal a plump Keoki fruit. She takes a deep and thoughtful bite.
Takehu, I say we have troubles enough without my people fighting over you.
Akira, just so. I will keep my hands to myself this
Jody
time.
lifts her chin in interest. She nods, turning her focus back to you.
If you make for Crookspur, you have taken a detour. Better that you follow the sound of weeping chattel.
I understand that you've been hit hard by slavers. I also seek vengeance against them.
The enemy of my enemy is still an outsider, but a resourceful one.
She clucks her tongue on the roof of her mouth.
You are knowing that the purchase of foreign slaves is allowed in the Deadfire?
Shadow falls over Rosara's eyes, and she lowers her brow. Say nothing.
To buy and sell kith is the work of monsters. These slavers hunt the waters around Oreo Kuiki. Like cowards, they shy away from the deeper jungle.
In spite of Rosara's hearty guffaw, not a trace of humor reaches her
They
eyes.
steal my people from their fishing boats and sell them like pigs at auction. Where is Onikaza to stop them?
Rosara opens her arms and searches left and right.
Someone must teach them the meaning of Wahaki vengeance, I say.
Your foe goes after dangerous prey.
Akira, my people are not in the habit of being taken quietly.
Rosara inclines her head.
More trouble than we are worth, I say.
I'll hunt the slavers like swine.
We will get along well, I say.
Rosara grins wide enough to show all her teeth.
Our enterprising foes clump together in a small fortress on the tip of Crookspur Island, northwest of Nekataka. My love, Aparo, lost his sister to these creatures. Akira, more of us will vanish if we do not cut out the heart of Crookspur. Tangara, call off the warriors. I grant our guest the freedom of the jungle.
Nice.
As you say, Ranga.
Nagara makes a discreet hand gesture towards the entryway, and a figure in the shadow scurries off.
If you would come and go on Oreo Kuiki, prove yourself a friend of the Wahaki.
He bites deeply into Kwaki and swallows it down with chewing. I had other questions. Do you recognize Theos? Do you recognize the name Theos or Leaden Key?
I know only that they clang and clash like foreign names.
She frowns. Yet something in her soul sparks like kindle held in a flame. There's an ancient presence there with its own memory. Read her soul. You reach into her soul and chasing the spark of recognition. You feel hundreds of rebirths and deaths within her, forming and disappearing like the bubbling in the boiling water. You sift past them all, focusing your overwhelming sense on the memory of a strange foreign man. When at last you seize it, you find yourself in the same throne room, but the conditions of the place and the memory of your host suggest that this is many, many hundreds of years ago, if not more. You are seated at the dais. A man is brought before you, dressed in stifling black robes. He reminds you of a corpse dressed for a funeral. He reminds you of something else too, but once of your attendant leans in and interrupts the thought before you can follow. She tells you that this man you asked to see and his people have been harassing yours. He's called himself Theos Ix Arcanon. Explain yourself, stranger. He gives you a smile that sets your teeth on edge.
Your Excellency, I come to warn your people. Your presence among these ruins is an affront to the gods. You must remove yourself, lest you face the gods' wrath.
Indeed, the man in the even greater fool than you had been told. The gods surely take their time. We have lived here 200 years, and they have yet to raise an objection.
The timeline of the gods is not for mortals to understand. But even their patience shall wear thin, especially after this warning.
You certainly feel your patience wearing thin. Who is he, this foreigner, to send you your people from the halls and homes? And who is he to tell your people, the survivor, about the wrath of the gods? That's alright, I killed him. What ungrateful guest evicts his hosts? Our ancestors built these places centuries ago. We will not leave. For a moment, his unctuous facade melts away, and he blinks at you and your attendants. You get the impression that your response has surprised him.
Your people cling tightly to their history.
His jaws is tight as he speaks. He swallows hard, as if gulping something unpleasant.
But where are these designs among your arts? Where is the carved Adra in your wooden huts? These places were not built by the Huana, but by an ancient people from a distant land.
You knew he was a fool, but now you suspect he's a dangerous one. His words are a lie, but like the very best lies, they contain the shadow of truth. Everyone knows foreigners once lived among your people as guests, but they have not been seen in 200 years. What prickles the back of your neck is the question of how he might know this, and why he brings it to you. The murals in this place and the stories of the ancestors tell it different. How would you, foreigner, know our history better than our own grandfathers?
I have seen your murals, and I know that you will recognize this.
He produces a helm with two horns, like a protrusion and a mask attached. He's correct. You do recognize it. The guards and attendants gasp. The man, Theos, smiles more broadly.
It was my people who built these places, and now I come before you bearing their warning.
Less that much is true. You turn to your guards. Seize him. Just as a look of surprise appears on Theos' face, the ancient Ranga's memory skips ahead. You're looking at Theos once more. This time, however, he and a score of robed men and women are bound amidst a heap of peat and wood. This time he is staring at you in disbelieving fury. You've gathered your people and told them that the foreigner before them are the same ones who came to the island centuries ago. Now your people are angry and frightened too, because every Wahaki remembers the story of how the foreigners abused the hospitality of the Huana hosts. So great was their iniquity that the gods destroyed the great city of Akaizo and many other besides. Watch now as I wipe their stain from among us. Your people cheer. Theos struggles and yells, but his words are drowned out. Let us never forget that the foreigner is a trickster and his people a plague. Hundreds of Wahaki stamp their feet and beat the ground with the butts of their spears. Still, Theos scowls and thrashes in protest. From this day forward, we must be vigilant. Let us root out such foreigners and keep our lands pure of their wickedness. I thought Theos was alive. The tribe cheers louder than ever. Young and old, Martaru and Raparu, all are united in purpose. A change seems to come over Theos. The struggle leaves his body and the rage parts his face. Good. Let him accept his end. Once one of your attendants offers you a torch. Throw it to the pyre. You hurl the torch that the flames spread quickly. The foreign scream as the fire advances, all except Theos, who looks back at you with a strange smile of satisfaction. You pull back from the memory. The gruesome scene evaporates around you.
Why do you stare so?
I think I just asked, do you recognize the name Theos or Leyden Key?
I know only that they clang and clash like foreign names.
She frowns. You had something? Okay. Back to my other questions. I came across a ravaged ship not far from here.
Akira, outsiders know better than to draw close to Wahaki
Her
land.
fingers ball into a fist.
We leave the symbol of the war club as we have for generations. A warning, I say. A reminder.
That war club looks like a much older version of the leaden key insignia.
Aloth leans close, whispering to you.
One which goes unheeded.
An enthused smile slowly forms and fades. What's the significance of your face paint?
The Wahaki show outsiders that we know their deceitful face.
She spits on the floor.
My ancestor knew this face well. She recalled its every hateful curve to the Wahaki histories. We wear the bone-white grimace of our enemies and take power from it.
This Sinquithan ruin makes for a cozy hideout.
Do not speak the name of those who felled mighty Ukaizo. Their spirits are unwelcome.
Zoro narrows her eyes and studies you closely.
We do not hide. We are protecting a way of life that others would trample under their boots.
Okay.
The trading companies would strip the land that the gods gifted us and unmake the works of our ancestors. There is much to protect in the Deadfire. Too much for any single tribe.
She sighs, rolling her shoulders to release some of the tension. Well, farewell. Okay. Okay, so they just want... I don't know if they're going to actually help me do it.
Back there, with the chieftain. Did you see something?
I did.
I don't think so.
No trouble at all. I know that look.
I read an ancient memory in Rosara's soul and found a link to the laden key. You tell Aeloth about the past life, and you glimpse the Rosara's soul, but a long ago meeting with Theos, his warning about the ruins, her decision to execute him, and her mandate to the Wahaki to defend the territory from the outsiders.
Then the Wahaki are the painted masks. They've been serving the leaden key's interests for 2,000 years without even knowing it.
Aeloth blinks, working through the implications.
Though not, it seems, in the way Theos intended.
He frowns, rubbing his chin.
Now that's just wrong.
Teeth gritted, she shakes her head. Theos had schemes within schemes. He knew what he was doing.
From what you described, it certainly didn't seem that way. But I'll concede that Theos was wilier than most. Belief is a curious thing.
He crosses his arms, settling back on the balls of his feet.
Once, the Wahaki believed they were guarding themselves against the Inguithans, Theos' people. Yet over time, they became hostile toward all outsiders.
Thoughtful furrow splits his brow. Stories and messages changed. Theos only had clarity about this, because Wodoka reincarnated him full every time.
But don't you wonder if bearing that message was part of what made Theos who he was?
He raises an eyebrow and falls quiet for a moment.
It's not just that the Wahaki misread Theos' original message. It fundamentally changed them.
He purses his lips.
They went from being a large and well-connected tribe to a much smaller one defined by isolationism.
Worry burrows in his shadow and creases his face. And this has got you thinking about the consequences of your intervention.
You see all the ninnying I suffer from this lad? Right sure 'tis ratting all around in his noggin.
You know me too well.
His wide grin quite banish his air of melancholy.
I've been hunting the leaden key, trying to shape them into a force for good. But what if I only make them worse?
Private agony muffles his voice. His breath catches in his throat as the full weight of his words hits him.
Might I be to blame? Have I made a grievous mistake in getting involved?
Through his scars and lines and newfound purpose, you catch a glimpse of Aeloth you knew 5 years ago, scared, alone, desperate for direction. No one knows everything, so we've all got to do the best with the resources we have.
When you put it that way, mine does sound like a rather flimsy excuse, doesn't it? Perhaps it was naive to think I could reform a 2,000-year-old organization in a single lifetime. But it's worth it to try.
How do you recover your sense of
The
purpose?
strange thing is, this whole ordeal has given me some sympathy for Theos. Not that I condone his actions, of course.
I love how this is taking place like off screen. He quickly clears his throat.
But I can't imagine he thought he'd destroy an entire generation either. Well, not in the beginning, anyway.
He clasped his hands and pressed his lips together, trying to formulate a thought. When he opens his mouth again, he speaks of as if choosing his words carefully.
What I mean to say is, he thought he was doing the right thing. Even at the end.
His example is a cautionary tale for you. We should learn from it.
A prudent suggestion.
He nods.
At any rate, it will be a relief to move forward. It was always too comfortable to leave the hard decisions to others. To simply follow along.
He cocks his head in reflection and inclines it towards you.
I only wonder now what sort of decision you'll have to make when we finally confront Aethys.
We'll find out when we reach him. No point in guessing.
A reasonable point. Anyway, thank you. This has lifted a great burden from my shoulders.
Then let's get going. Okay. That kind of worked out. Didn't realize we were near the end of this quest. Okay, so we're gonna go to Crookspear and kill the slavers. It looks like we're going alone.
I'll take care.
That's interesting that the Deadfire sent me here. Because, like, didn't really get any help. Okay. Where is Crookspear? That's Ashen Maw. Right there. Hmm. Crookspear. Why are we calling it Spear? I don't know. Crookspear. It'd be interesting to just run through all these things, even if they're not bounties. Just go through the islands and kill things. I'm sure it'd be kind of fun. I don't know why they still want to tango, man. It's not a good idea for them. Onward. Let's just charge forward. Your mittens, go ahead and start taking down this slaver. Start this slaver. Get a good fireball back here. Kehu, drop your vine here. Okay. Go ahead and drop your protection spell, Jody. Nice fireball. Do another one. You guys out. After you finish casting that. Alright. You go ahead and switch to melee. They're all around you. Okay. Iron stuck. Whoa. Death happened up there, apparently. Switch to this weapon and go after this guy. Go ahead and turn on your flame shield. And go back to this. These slavers are so weak. Gas gained a rank, Badol gained a level, Rumdum gained a level, Tupek gained a level. Like, look at all these people that gained a level. Take all and continue. Probably the repair wood that we always leave behind. Okay. In we go. I wonder why that audio keeps playing. Mercenaries. The market for someone new? Not necessarily.
Tell me, of course.
No flavor text. Weird.
You there, approaching.
The guard sneers, fat lips peeling back from his yellow teeth. He grunts, muscles flex and pop in his thick-set neck as he cranes for a better look at you.
You are late. The auction is almost over.
Then hurry and let me in.
If anyone is to hurry, it should be you. I grow tired of opening and closing the gate.
The chest heaves as he cranks the winch to raise the gate.
Care that I do not drop it as you walk beneath.
Okay, that's easy enough that we got in.
Phenoma. At last we reach the culmination of our lot today.
A stiff-backed woman gestures widely with her arms, gathering the crowd of hair closer. A hair close. Excitement simmers in amid buzzing voices and the low rattle of raffia. Hand fans. Anticipation hangs in the air. Then with a flicker of her prime wrist, she hastens the final slave to step forward. He's a strapping, ugly-faced mistborn, chains and the plank of the stage rattling with each of his heavy step.
Feast your eyes on a fruit most rare.
Auction lips curls and cruel smile.
Velico will open the bidding at 800 pies. 800 pies, 800 right here, and 850. Who'll give me 850, 875, I'm at 875.
She points to the various bidders who raise their number of fans, never pausing in her lilting chant.
What a putrid thing.
The words are cutting, but the buyer's fan snaps up eagerly.
We've got 875 and now 900. Who will bid us 900?
Do nothing.
For the horns alone, I'd give you 900.
Another fan is snapping about, winnowing a
We're
rasp.
at 950. Do I see 950? And I do. And we're up to 975. Where's my 975? There it is. And who'll give me 1,000?
I feel like we should start shit here. Alright, I hear Crookspear engages in illegal trading practices. How do we know this man isn't native to the Deadfire? Ash falls upon the crowd. The auctioneer, too, has ceased her chanting. She stares directly at you, silent for a single inhale of breath.
Caution, amico. Those are grave accusations, as well as false ones, to be assured.
Her mane has grown cold and hard and sharp as a knife's blade. The crowd bristles.
I'm from the Deadfire. You cannot keep me.
Slave raises his bound hands, seizing upon the chance of opportunity. The auction titters a cutting laugh.
Nonsense! Utter bella tonderia! Do tell us then, Posternago, from where do you hail? And I would advise you to be immensely specific.
That is...
Swallows thickly and looks to you as if to read the answer in your face. Oh, something happened to my stream. 1 second. Okay. Screen went black for some reason. Thought I lost the stream. Okay. Did he say Boko Kohara or perhaps Oreo Kari?
No, he did not.
She snaps her fingers towards an attendant who produces a sheet of paper.
Every one of our stock is properly vetted and certified. Healthy, mentally self-sufficient, and born and raised outside of the Deadfire. Our present listing hails from the Deerwood. Now, let us reconvene the auction.
I want to go in guns a-blazing. You leave me no choice.
Pertinent.
Her lips peel back as words hiss from between her teeth.
You are not the first mess I found myself forced to wipe up, though I do hope you are the last.
Shaking her dainty arms to limber it, she quickly draws a gilded rapier from her hip. Whoa, there's a lot of people. Want to do it. Cast the protection spell. Where are you? Go ahead and mark the servant. Let's get this group down first. Clearing out Crookspear. Oh, this isn't the main guy. That's fine. I don't care. We'll fight our way through. Be careful not to hit the slaves. Nice. Alright, do your awesome spell. Quickly. Let yourself die. Second wind. Need you to second wind as well. What's going on here? Grab the slaver mercenary. Man. Who is shooting that? The noble. Hurry up and heal yourself. Okay. Go ahead and raise Takehu. Takehu, do your heal. Throw this at the noble. God, Takehu, you're effing up, man. This might be too tough of a battle to just jump in like this. Unfortunate.
After him.
Switch stances. Yeah, this might just be too many people.
This is futile.
Wait, why is he fighting us? I don't know what happened. Let's do this another way. The whole point was to save that slave, and he starts fighting us? That's stupid. I don't know what happened. We must have hit him with something. We're gonna have to be more cautious. Lame.
You there. You are late. Your event take.
Finoma. Feast belly.
What a
We've got 875 and
Do
the
nothing.
horns. Now we're at 950. Do I see 950? And I do.
Do nothing.
right here, darling.
Possible auctioneer rambles, chanting increased speed of drumming excitement, her hands bouncing with her words of writing beat. The price is at 100 pyres. Do nothing.
11,100.
Number is raised with the flicker of a fan.
100. Do we have two? Can I get a two?
Patient, the auctioneer waves a hand for death, godlike to bow his head, presumably to show case his recurred glowing horns. Instead, he stares at her, looking as he could spit venom.
Too steep for my blood.
I believe I'll mount those horns in the drawing room. What a fine statement they'd make.
Are you mad? They've medicinal value.
The words are choked with outrage, but the bidder does not rejoin with the counter.
11,100. Going once, going twice.
Bid 1,200.
And now with 11,200 to the bidder with no number. How odd. It's a delightful mystery, cliente. 11,200. Do I have three?
The bidder eyes you with annoyance. Agitated, she taps her fan rapidly against her thigh, but ultimately refrains from
11,200
finishing.
fires. Once, twice, sold to our mystery Begelarde. I do hope you possess the sufficient funds.
Oh,
for
I'm
your sake
more
as
than
well
enough.
as mine. Come here now. We will finalize the trade.
More than enough.
Perfetto. Let us close this deal.
Auctioneer inclines her head to the shackled
You are a
godlike.
first-time buyer, Ak? For I do not recognize you as one of our usual patrons.
That's right.
Before the transfer is complete, you must speak with Master Kua. He awaits in his office in the fort.
Okay. How convenient. This was definitely the better way to handle this. This room looks tough too. Coarsely featuring but well groomed, the Orlin is short that reclined in his red berge chair. His elegant pointed chin barely clears the lips of his desk. Master Krog leans forward to rest his forearms against the desk, and you realize that he's actually rather long-limbed for an Orlan. It's an oversized desk that dwarfs him.
So you purchased my rarest and most valuable offering. Clearly, you are a client of refined taste. But now it's time to pay up.
We good?
We're sterling. I thank you for your business, and you're free to claim your new chattel anytime you like. Now that we've settled our business, tell me, what brings you to Crookspur? I make it a point to meet with all of my clientele. It provides me with a clearer sense for the future of our business together.
To the master's left, a lion lounges on the tiled floor, watching you with predatory interest.
I'm sure you understand. My trade isn't exactly a popular one in the Deadfire. Despite that, you're interested in furthering a partnership with me?
I'm interested in a deal that benefits both of us.
I would be a fool not to be as well. Please, enlighten me. How many slaves and of what type are you in the market for?
My needs frequently change. I like to be discreet in my dealings.
I believe I can accommodate your, preferences.
Smiles knowingly, a chill expression on his face.
But before we go any further, I must ask you. How do you currently, or how do you plan to discipline your slaves?
I have my ways.
It'd be a shame not to come to an understanding between us. A bloody shame.
Well, I guess it depends on what you have in stock.
I can't well trust someone who refuses to answer directly, can I? Yet, I don't wish to scare off potential clients. Our business here is finished. Should your inclinations change, you are welcome to visit me again.
Okay, wait.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your recurring presence? I would be a fool not. Please, enlighten me. How many slaves and of what type? I can't well trust, yet I don't. Our business here.
Ugh.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your recurring presence? I would be a. Please, enlighten me. I believe I can accommodate you. But before we go any further,
Fine corporal punishment?
I believe we see eye to eye. Indeed, I would like to offer you access to my absolutely best. Now, the auction's over. I would eagerly acquire you new stock in the advance of the next, but I have a small problem. The Wahaki have been quite persistently attacking my ships. That does make it somewhat difficult to conduct business in these waters.
I came to purchase inventory. Excuse me. I came to purchase some inventory. What should I do? Anything for you?
You want my best, don't you?
Spreads his hands wide, palms up.
Help me with this matter, and I'll give you a slave from my best stock.
What do you need me to do?
The Wahaki savages are nothing without their tribal leaders. Get rid of them, and the rest will scatter like startled birds. I need them stopped, and I need it done a fortnight ago.
I will not slaughter the Wahaki for your gain.
So it has come to this.
He glares, but then he shakes his head, puts his finely greased back hair fall half-heartedly.
At least allow me to mark Wahaki Island on your map. In the case...
Okay.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your recurring presence? It was a gift, you see.
Just asking about the desk.
My master. I didn't run this place not 10 years ago. But I'd worked myself up the ranks well enough.
Frowns at the
I
remembrance.
killed him, right here.
Or reaches his sprawling desk to rub his fingers over the notch of the
Ran
wood.
him right through. To what do I owe the pleasure of your attacking the Wahaki? Approach them.
How do I attack him now?
Pleasure of your recurring presence.
Okay. Start there. You mark this one. Start prepping your shield for yourself, because I have a feeling you're going to be base contact pretty soon. I want you... Cast this. Get ready to defend. Drop our shield here. Come up here. Drop. Oh, wait. Come over here, drop this. One for him. Okay. Back to this. Drop your consecrated ground, Jody. Let's just go back here. Seems okay. Why do you have your guns out? I did that on accident, my bad. Drop your shield. Okay. Get ready because you're probably gonna have to have him feign death. Try to turn him into a pig. Oh, you can't. Try this slaver mercenary. It didn't seem to work. Oh, no, it did. Sweet. Drop your shadow thing here. How are we gonna do this? Go ahead and have him feign death. Jody, back off. You need to switch to your sword. Drop your wyvern here.
Let's go.
Switch back to your weapon. Did they interrupt it? They totally did. Heal yourself. I need you to start healing him pretty hardcore right now. Come over here, drop stone skin on this crowd. Kill this, please kill this slaver. Okay, cool. Try to knock the ogre down. It's good.
Let's try again.
Interrupted, damn.
That's not.
Nope, no, I'm sorry. Try to knock him down again.
Helpful.
Drop your tentacle right next to the giant. Cool. Switch to your angry self. Go attack this giant. Emerith, pull this guy into base combat with you. Oh, nope. Dazed. Okay. There you go. You guys got him.
Tell me.
Awesome. Switch back to your ranged weapon. Go after this lion. Actually, drop a... No, you don't even need to do that. Magic missile this guy. He's dead.
This does not work.
Magic missile the lion. Boom. Slaver's dead.
I'll take it.
Wow, he had a lot of money. Oh, that was my money. He had my money.
No trouble at all.
I'm glad to get my money back. This marble statue appears to be a replica of popular grande... what? Balin piece titled Ducalis or... wait, what's going on? Oh, shit. Well, at least we're restarting battle.
That's not very helpful.
There we go. Let's do this. Go ahead and mark this target. Move up. Drop our shield. Pull to the side a little bit. I don't want you guys all together like that. Magic missile him.
This does not work.
Okay. Yeah, let's throw an arrow into this giant.
Let's do this.
Nice. Good stuff. Okay. But we are going to make our daring escape tomorrow. I need to get to bed early tonight because I have an early morning tomorrow. Afterwards, it's going to be kind of a late start on my stream. So depending on... Actually, no, I should probably hit 7 o'clock. I might be able to make 7. And if I make 7, probably going to play a little bit more of the Pyromancer in Outriders. Unless they patch up the missing gear thing. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to make sure I at least have an hour to play Pillars, if not 2 hours. But yeah, the plan is to keep playing like an hour a day until we hit this weekend, which I plan to play a lot of Pillars. I want to see how far I can get Saturday and Sunday. But Sergeant Nugget, thanks for hanging out. I'm guessing you're one of the ones camping. For all the lurkers, thank you guys for stopping by. And then all of you guys who watch the VODs and YouTube, I do appreciate it. I will see everyone tomorrow.